Zoom. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Huh? Who let you in here? I'm not ready. Hold on. Where's my calendar? There we go. It's off. One moment. Where's my calendar? Here. It's too bad. I had such high hopes for the test run, but it seems that is next weekend. So, you're the new recruits. Have to say I'm not impressed. Anyway, the intro will load now. I'll see you on the other side when I'm better dressed. Yes. Enlightening, isn't it? The budget was never allocated to our services. But that is life now, isn't it? Yes, I wear glasses. Deal with it, and hold yourselves accountable of any such thoughts and feelings. Because I know I'm attractive. But that's not why we're here, now isn't it? I was told we are doing a villainous scene, and Mother was right. I should always wear my contacts when I'm welding. Apparently, I am late. My villainous scene was not submitted. But there is hope. Today's is now the one musical scene. And we have a lot to talk about. So, you want to know what I like? Well then, we shall see what you like about what I like. So, first cue card! So, for me, it was quite honestly too hard to decide. If it surprises you, love theatrics, musicality, and style. So, bring up the schematic. Here. When one sees musical, it is considered twice. For one, it is a noun describing a thing, of which it is a theatrical performance, a play, mind you, that includes, but not limits itself to, musical numbers and songs. Preferably moving the plot along. I am looking at you, Sing 1 and Sing 2, and presumably Sing 3, and 4. The second is a adverb or adjective. meaning to be musical, musically inclined, or simply musical. So, with that being said, I could not choose between one type, so I've made it upon myself to talk about two. One with a score, and the other for a song. So, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I will drop the accent down and pick it up later. Unless you want me to pick it up now. So the Fantastical Beasts series has been interesting. We have had several movies so far, 3 to be exact, and all of them have had their quirks. Between the mishandling of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation, both firing him only and then eventually firing her and not rehiring him and releasing the movie anyway and having another character. It's just a big old mess. But we're not here to talk about the mess. Crimes of Grindelwald had its ups and downs because the writing was just all over the place. But we're not here to talk about either. Both movies following the first. Crimes of Grindelwald and Secrets of Dumbledore both have their place in the history of bad film writing, filmmaking accidents, and studio meddling to the max. But again, that's not what we're here to talk about. Side note, Johnny Depp was snubbed. He was wrongfully removed when she was not even considered removed at the time. So, even though they eventually made it equal, it is still Johnny Depp for me. And I'm sad we didn't get to see him perform whatever the heck this was. But at least we got to see Johnny at least do this. And what makes it so sad, and what makes the whole ordeal so sad at this point, is because the series had a well enough start way back when. Because you had the stars of Eddie Redmayne, Ezra Miller, which he has long since made a fool of himself, and a downright criminal of himself. So, yeah, there's that. But just a slew of different people just randomly in there, and they're all great people. Colin Farrell was my favorite, just because I don't know if it was because the director hasn't done a mystery in a while, but Colin Farrell looked like he was hiding something the entire time. I just found that hilarious, because it was just like, you are a problem, Mr. Scamander. But you're not the only problem in this room. And it's not me, is it? Ooh. Just not making fun of him at all, but it was just something funny I thought about. Just, yeah. And the fact that it was Johnny Depp under that all along was just kind of hilarious. Especially for those who found both people attractive. Yeah, love Colin Farrell, love Johnny Depp, so having them both be, I guess, the same character in a movie was cool. And if we knew that Crimes of Grindelwald was going to be the way it was, we would have wanted more Johnny as Grindelwald than none after Crimes of Grindelwald. But yeah, with that being said, one of the outstanding highlights of this series, mostly the first one, because the first one was where all these musical cues start, and some of them get reused, and dropped suddenly into movies like this. And then, yeah. So, as you may know, John Williams is not in the score until whenever he is. You know, those random little Hedwig theme drops. Because the filmmakers think that Hogwarts is immediately represented by... I mean, it is, but at the same time, lazy filmmaking, whatever. So, with that being said, the score this time was helmed by James Newton Howard, a person that I personally love because he has personally wrote and scored a great deal of my favorites and the world's favorites runner-ups and underdog movies that we've had over the past 10, 20 years, including the likes of Treasure Planet, Atlantis, Dinosaur, and so much more. But here, I feel like in this movie series here and going forward, he shows how well he understands music. Personally, one of my favorite scenes in Treasure Planet is like it encapsulates everything about what he's trying to do when capturing the style of the film he's in. And make no mistake, the musical scene here does it just as well. So, without much to do and altogether too much fanfare, here is the musical score, completely unedited, for your enjoyment. Just kidding. YouTube. But, without further ado, I shall present to you the name. But in this lovely titled score, we get one of my personal favorite pieces of the new Harry Potter series of film score. And here's why. So, let's everyone just lean back for a second. Imagine with me and look back. Do you see yourself walking down Main Street of Magic Kingdom? If you haven't, I sincerely apologize, but doing that now would break the bank and be a waste of time. But those of you who have, and those of you who have not, think of a place where you've been to the first time. This is your first time ever, you're walking down, and then the spectacle of the event, the main attraction of what you're seeing, shows up out of nowhere, just almost like a curtain goes, oh. You got that in your mind? Gotcha. That is what this musical scene does for me. Not only for me as an audience member, but for the story as well. So, this is the scene where Tina has captured Newt and has taken him into MACUSA. We have never seen MACUSA before. It is a brand new idea that J.K. Rowling has made, that she has written, and it's quite fantastic. And the way it's made fantastic, because it is the first time we see it, a great deal of fanfare is in order, should it not be? Should it not? So, walking down the street, so this music's just, already musically inclined to insist, like, there's magic floating in the air. Like,
I'm sorry, but I do have things to do, actually.
Well, you'll have to rearrange them.
Almost like with the Sorcerer's Apprentice, where it's like... But anyway, so as the music's like flitting on by with magic on the wings, that's how it feels to me. Bear with me. So as it's sliding across the wind, as they're walking down, the situation is dire. It's grim. We don't know what that means for Newt when he's captured by the magical police of the USA. We get across there, and then, as the music swells, the door opens, and the camera sweeps across the room, and the music just goes. It's fantastic. I love it to death, because not only does it, like, you know, the music swell, explode, and sail across the air as the camera sails across the air and shows us the entire scope of this grand Colosseum hallway, cathedral almost. And the music's going so well that it fits the fact that the clock is spinning in the same way too, if you're wondering why my hand always does this when I talk about it. So, that happens. The room is showed to us. It's set Hill Inn. We have seen it. So therefore, the rest of the musical tract is settling us into the atmosphere, which is why James Newton Howard is the best, or at least one of the best. I would hire him to do my stuff if I was doing something fantastically, you know, creatively driven, because he imbues style, borrowing from sounds and colors and themes that complement the scenery. Case in point, after the grand epic entrance, everything settles back down and it's back to the scene at hand as him being dragged into this place. It settles into the atmosphere. And you start hearing like 20s jazz playing, and it sounds like a busy city landscape. Almost like if you listen to the soundtrack of Spaceship Earth, when you're in a New York setting, you hear that same thing where it's like... Toontown's Roger Rabbit Ride did that too. Different places have done it, but point is, it settles into the atmosphere, it shows us, lets us sink it all in, and we feel like we're in this hustle and bustle landscape with still, you know, the little bit of magic flying through with the city noises of New York. But yeah, so there you have it. This is my musical scene. So that's about wraps things up for me. I love music. Music is one of the things that makes my life 10 times more interesting and fun to participate in, because chores are important. I hate doing them, but music helps them move right along. Doesn't hurt you, makes you stronger, that sort of thing. So, if you have anything else that you would like to hear me talk about when it comes to music, or anything involving movies at all, if you want to send me just random collections of art for me to look at, I'd be happy to just provide whatever random nonsense that comes to mind whenever I look at said things. This is my second Marvelous Villainous scene, you know, this is my second time of trying to collaborate with different creators. This is my invite to you guys. I really love doing this. I've been doing it much more often as of late. The summer got a little chaotic, but when does it not? But if there are any creators on this list, or anybody else out there that wish to collaborate with me, have any genuine tips or tricks, or simply just want to chat and maybe work to a collaboration together, I am all ears. I finally set up a business email of sorts so that I can keep my personal stuff on one end and my business stuff that I hope to have more of this over in its own thing. So that will be in the link in the description. Anyone else who has watched this video, please like and subscribe. Share the video with your friends, especially if they think Bob Ross is cool, because I've been told I look like Bob Ross a lot. And like I said, any suggestions you want to see me react to, that's perfectly alright with me. But this is your host, the Artistic Ginger, master of voices and proprietor of insatiable curiosities and bizarre weirdness. Signing off, and I shall see you guys next time, especially for part 2. My musical scene involving musicals. Goodbye, and God bless.